Hey everyone, good morning. James Azar here with the CyberHub Podcast for your daily Practitioner Brief. I hope you're having a wonderful week. I hope you're having a great week. I finally got my post-COVID haircut. So I feel, it's amazing what a haircut will do to a man. I have to say that to kind of kick off today. Before we get started on today's podcast, though, make sure you subscribe right now if you're watching us on YouTube. Hit subscribe to our channel, please, where you get all of our podcast content all in one place, including our CISO Talk, our Tech Corner, everything you'd ever want available right here. Also, if you're listening on your favorite podcast listening platform, just make sure you subscribe there as well. Furthermore, folks, big announcement. Tomorrow, I'll be joined by the one, the only, the legend, Chris Roberts. We're going to do a LinkedIn Live. So if you're not following the CyberHub podcast page on LinkedIn, do so now. We're going to be talking about an event I absolutely love. Tel Aviv University Cyber Week next week. Chris Roberts is one of the keynotes. We're going to be talking about that. Really cool topics. Okay, so tune in. Make sure you catch Cyber Week. Go register now. Link is below here as well, so you don't want to miss that either. Without further ado, let's get into today's Practitioner Brief. We have a lot to talk about, including our top story for the day. A new Emotet attack uses fake Windows updates to lure people into the Emotet trap. I've personally seen it in several of my environments, several Emotet attacks over the last week. I've actually seen an increase in the hundreds of percentages in the sophistication of the attacks from the Emotet crew. My friends over at Radware, with the Emotet story here, it's not Radware. I apologize. Let's get right into what's happening. So the Emotet botnet is one of the largest sources of mail spam. And these mail spam campaigns are absolutely crucial for the Emotet operators. They're based to prop up the botnet, feeding new victims, and malware as a service cybercrime operations that they rent out to other criminal gangs. Emotet operators constantly change email subject lines, the text in the email body, the file attachment type, but also the content of the file attachment, which is just as important, meaning the antivirus or the specific security controls that we have in place may not pick it up because of the delay. And that's why, your EDR and MDR solutions are really important. Across the years, they've developed a bunch of Office documents and ways to lure people into doing that. All of those are listed on our website at cyberhubpodcast.com. Put that right there on the screen for y'all to see. According to an update from the Cryptolamus group, I'm sorry if I butchered their name, these Emotet now lures to have spammed in massive numbers to users located all over the world. This is according to a report in ZDNet that the TrickBot botnet that survived a recent takedown from Microsoft is actually increased. Emotet often uses a technique called conversation hacking, where they join in the middle of a conversation, send an attachment within an existing conversation in order to get you to click that. So it's not a new email. It doesn't look brand spanking new. You can check out all the information on this thing. It's huge. Definitely something to keep an eye on and watch out for, especially with Cybersecurity Awareness Month right here. Good time to use this. I have all the lists, everything available on our website. You can get it there. Let's move to Travelex and other orgs that are facing DDoS threats as extortion campaigns rages on. This thanks to a report by our friends over at Radware. Yes, this is the Radware story, folks. Companies worldwide are continuing to receive extortion emails threatening to launch a distribution denial of service attack on their networks unless they pay up, with British foreign exchange company Travelex being one recent high-profile threat recipient. Travelex obviously suffered a ransomware attack earlier this year as well. Researchers said that since mid-August, several companies have been sent emails that warn that the company network will be hit by a DDoS attack in about a week. The initial ransom demand is set to 20 bitcoins, which equals about $230,000 at the time of the writings. And the cybercriminals threaten to increase the ransom by 10 bitcoins a day if not paid. This is a tactic that used to be done in 2012, 2013. I don't know if you guys remember this. I do. At the time I was living overseas, and really amazing is I would see that with a lot of the customers I was working with, where we would get a DDoS attack on our website or online platforms, and then we would get a phone call essentially extorting us, asking the customer to pay $50, $100, $150, $200,000 in order to make it stop, and so forth. This is coming back, and now they're using crypto for it. Radware has a huge report on this. I'd urge anyone to check it out. My friend over at Radware, Daniel Smith, one of the guys that really does work on this kind of stuff. Really, really brilliant work that he does over there as well. And our final story of the day is the critical SonicWall VPN portal bug that allows a DDoS attack or a worming RCE. The CVE 2020-5135 stack-based buffer overflow security vulnerability is trivial to exploit without logging in. Although the critical security bug in the SonicWall VPN portal can be used to crash the device and prevent users from connecting to corporate resources, it could also open the door to remote code execution, according to researchers. According to the researchers over at Tripwire, who discovered that the flaw exists within the HTTPS service used for product management and SSL VPN remote access, an unskilled attacker could trigger a persistent denial of service condition using an unauthenticated HTTP request involving a custom protocol handler. Furthermore, this particular flaw exists in pre-authentication routine and within a component which is typically exposed to the public internet. However, a remote code execution attack does require a little bit more work, and it takes time to prepare for it. There's no sign of exploitation thus far, but I saw SonicWall. SonicWall is a really, really big brand. Obviously, a lot of people use SonicWall, so something to really do keep in mind. One other story I have is around the BEC attacks and how Nigeria has now moved into second place, with most business email compromise coming from within the U.S. and not from international criminal gangs, as has been in previous years. A very interesting development. That's it for our practitioner brief here today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Make sure you subscribe. Tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern time on LinkedIn, live with Chris Roberts. So make sure you tune in for that. And we'll be back over the weekend. And today, CISO Talk, Margarita Rivera. Don't miss it. Go subscribe right now to our CISO Talk podcast. You're not going to want to miss this episode with the awesome, the magnificent Margarita Rivera. That's it for me here today, folks. Stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cyber safe.